Hi guys, happy Tuesday. I am going to color up this new Tuesday solo. Now this cutie is special because I drew her up especially for Nadine Baxter. I told Emma, her daughter, about it and kept it a secret until then. So I hope you like it, Nadine. I know that you have been recently diagnosed with cancer and you are going through chemotherapy. And I hope you know that we are all rooting for you and we're all fighting for you. And I know that you will keep on fighting as well. So this one is called Never Give Up Nadine. Hope you like her, and I will start coloring her now. I'm going to start with the skin. My favorite skin tones, of course, E21 is the first one. Let me adjust my camera here. I'm in an awkward position. There we go. Hopefully you can see it all. Sorry, all the noise. I'm trying to adjust all my lighting and stuff as well so that you can all see clearly where I'm coloring and all that stuff. Okay. I'm just going to sit and hum at you guys because unfortunately I can't play music because then YouTube will not allow my video, and dead silence kind of kills me. There's got to be a way around that. I just haven't had time to figure it out. I will. Next I'm going to use my E11. Okay, now I'm going to blend it out with my E51. I feel like the camera's just not at a right angle here. Okay, hopefully that works a little better. Lately I've been getting myself into a habit of taking both caps off of my markers. It just seems to help with the juicing a little bit better. So I totally recommend that. There we go. I'm going to take my BV20 and create a couple of shadows. And this is getting pretty much done. Now I'm going to say, let's see, I think I've seen pictures of Nadine and I think that her hair is kind of a very light brown, almost blonde, but looks a little more brown to me, so I'm going to do a couple of light colors for her hair. So I'm going to start with E30. And don't forget, the flicking towards you really helps. And the angle. When you want thick flicks, you would apply more of an angle to it. When you want thinner ones, you would hold your pen a little more upright. And so go ahead and fill in those areas where flicking is just kind of pointless because you wouldn't see shine behind her. Her arm is in the way. So I just feel that those little areas are pointless to create any kind of a shine area or have to worry too much about flicking. Same with here. Inside here is going to be darker. But that's just my personal preference too. Don't do everything just because I say it, because most times I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun. Now someone had recently asked me about the curves, like these curves in this area. All I can suggest is just kind of go with it. Kind of flick towards you, leaving the middle untouched for that shine. That way you don't have to try so hard to make that line a curve. Because when you're flicking, you kind of want to just flick. So, you know, when you flick in a curve, it can get a little difficult. But it's possible. Just kind of go with the natural flow of that curve. Now this is getting a little sloppy just because I'm trying to keep the camera on the image, so I'm trying to not twist and turn my image so much. And I'm not following my own flick towards you rule. Again, that flicking towards you really helps me a lot. I feel a little awkward when I'm not flicking toward me, like now. I feel like I'm going to make a mistake. So see, that E30 could be a really nice, very simple blonde, or very, very light brunette. Kind of like a very, very light brown is, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to go ahead and add my next color, which is E31. And my flicks are going to get thinner and longer. And a little more spread out as well, because you want that E30 to show through from the bottom. I'm not sure if you heard that. That was just Jude asking me what to wear. He's just had his shower for the night, and you know, he asks me the same question every night after the shower. What do I wear? And it's always the same question, which is PJs. So I'm not sure why he every single day asks me the same thing. I guess kids just don't understand the concept of time, and so he figures, well, I've just had a shower doesn't mean it's bedtime. Or he always just tries to argue the bedtime and was hoping maybe I would say we were going to go somewhere or something. He loves asking that as well. Are we going somewhere? And every day I get asked, can I have McDonald's? I hate that stuff for him, and he loves it, but I have a feeling it's for the toy. So maybe we should just stop getting him the Happy Meal and get him a regular meal. But anyways, I'm babbling, sorry. Thinking out loud, I guess. A few thin flicks in here, again just to give it texture and depth. I know I draw these things, and then when I sit down to color, I'm thinking, what was I thinking with that hair? Why are there curls? If I just made all the hair straight, no one would have to figure out how to do the curves and stuff, and it'd be so much easier. But I do like the way that it comes out with the different hairstyles, so I won't stick to just one style of hair. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I used two colors. There's shine, there's, you know, depth, there's definition. I like it the way it is. I'm going to do her eyebrows the same color, the darkest one, of course, which is E31 for this one. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to do her shirt, and as I was telling Alice to do the mermaid's hair, I'm going to go for white, and I'm going to use C3, C1, and C5. So let's start with the C1. I'll get closer here. Right. Okay. Oops. Okay. So I began by just kind of outlining here and there. Because it's white, it doesn't need a whole lot of coloring. So when you're in a rush, white is a very good color to go with. I ran out of time just because, as you all know, life has struck me. So I ran out of time of having or being able to color the zodiacs. But I did want to get them out, so at least I got them inked and all sent out. Sorry, I'm going to do her eye a little bit as well. This kind of gives it a little bit of definition. See, when I babble, I get distracted, so you have to excuse me. Okay, so there we go. That was C1. I'm going to go in with my C3 very lightly on top of that C1. Very, very lightly. Kind of on the inside of that C1. Making it not too obvious that it's there. There we go. Okay. Now C5 and C5 will be even less. My C's need a little cleaning of. I hate it when they get caught off guard. They just look kind of juicy and bad. But it's okay because we're going to blend that out. Okay. So now with my colorless blender, I'm going to blend those colors together and really kind of merge them and mix them together. Now for hair, it would be completely different, of course, and I will do a tutorial on white hair. But for this one, this kind of gives you an idea. Okay, now that washed it out a little too much, so I'm going to go back in with my C3 and hit a couple of areas again. And it's coming out thick again. I think this one needs a new nib actually. So, okay. Let's try to wash that thickness out. Again, because if it's a white shirt, you kind of want the whole thing to be white, but you want to add a little bit of color in there so it doesn't just look plain and matte. So, there we have it. There's that. I think I'll make her shorts white as well. So I go in, going in with my C3, same exact thing, C3, C5, well the other one I started with my C1, but this one I'm going to go in reverse, or start from the middle, and go to the darkest, and then from there we're going to go light. This is my C5, and it's just not, sorry, it's my C1, I messed it up again. But it's okay, we're just blending those colors out. So because I've done that already, I'm not going to go in with my C5. It's got enough color and definition in there for it that I'm going to leave it alone. It's a small area, so even that C3 and C1 kind of helped it. Helped it, you know, have some color to it. There we go. So her shorts and her tank top are done, and they're white. Now we'll go in and add a little bit of, I guess we'll add pink to it. So I'm going to go with RV11. And again, we have such small areas here. And it's meant to be clothing, so you don't want to have too much shine to it. I mean, obviously you can, there's no wrong in it, but when I have small areas like this that I know aren't really that shiny, I don't worry about too many colors. I'm sorry, I have to fix, oh, I'm so sorry. I have to fix that pink that came out of the line. There we go, okay. So that was RV11. I will do RV13 next, and just a little bit on her, on the edges of her clothing here, leaving that middle kind of alone, you know, leaving it alone just so that I can blend out those colors and make it more gradient and natural. You can tell I haven't been coloring in a while because I keep going outside the line. It's making me mad. Okay, now we're going to go back in with our RV11 and kind of blend and mesh that 13 with it. There you go. And there we go. Okay. I'm going to give her lips the same pink and her gloves. So I start again with RV11. And I leave a little white open there for the shine. Now RV13. And I think we were discussing the other day when we were on Skype, a couple of us, how very different some colors seem to jump. Normally you have a couple of colors that are very gradient and they flow easily into each other. Like, you know, the R83, 85, and 80, 81, 83, 85, they're pretty close to each other with just different, with just different tones, so it's monochromatic, where some other ones like this RV11 and 13, they kind of jump. The RV11 is kind of a softer mauve to me, and then the 13, it just pops kind of almost neon. But it works. I like the outcome. Okay. So again, I'm going to do the gloves the same. Gloves are a little bit leathery, so they might have a little bit of shine to it. So we'll give it a little shine. We'll even do the little tiny bit of ribbon here, pink. There. Okay, now again, RV13. And blend it out with the RV11 again. My phone rings off the hook a lot lately. It's because we've been looking at properties, calling realtors and all that stuff, so everybody's calling us. Normally my household is very quiet. Okay. Now I'm going to take my RV10 and kind of spread that RV11 out a little bit, and so that that shine area stays kind of white and looks like shine. It looks like, I guess, sun washed or light washed. But just on those just trying to touch the RV11 part. This way, again, it just looks a little more gradient and more natural. Alright. Let's give her some eyeshadow. And I'm going to go in with my W3. Sorry, that was W1, now W3. I'm just messing you guys all up, aren't I? Okay, next is W5. And then we go backwards, W3 again, bringing out the W5. And finally W1 again. Alright. Now I'm going to do her eyes kind of like a dull blue. But they're not going to look dull, they're just going to look, it's just a not such a bright turquoise kind of blue. So I'm going to take my B91 B93 B95 and B97. This is also one of my favorite color combos for jeans. Okay, now I'm going to take my B91 and blend those colors together. And I'm going to leave some of that white untouched. There we go. And with my colorless blender, I'm going to make that shine pop out more. Just in a circular motion, I kind of hit that white area, pushing the colors around it a little bit. And there you have her. She's all done. Let me zoom out here. And back in. There you go. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.